is a global automaker, but our home is right here in the United States.
Ford changes course, canceling its plant in Mexico, choosing instead to invest right here in Metro Detroit. So how much credit does President-elect Trump deserve for that surprise move? And can he get other businesses to follow suit? But first, what? Donald Trump? What? Brutality streamed live on Facebook, all while yelling obscenities about white people and Donald Trump. Tonight, police are calling this a hate crime.
Down the letter rip on the panel tonight. Most of us know her as Wayne County Circuit Court Judge Vonda Evans. She's presided over several high-profile trials, but tonight she is taking off her robes. She's here now as an individual, a private citizen, and you may be surprised by what you'll hear. Next to her, no big surprise at all. He's a radio legend, by day playing the hits at WOMC, but online he's become a conservative commentator with a nationwide following. Jimmy J.J. Johnson is back. And so is the guru of public relations and politics, the man who wrote the book on finding happiness in a scary world, Democratic consultant Greg Bowens. And we've got one of the fastest men on the planet. Henry Payne is a syndicated cartoonist, longtime conservative, who also drives the best cars in the world as auto critic for the Detroit News. Plus, as always, the hardest working man in broadcasting, attorney, anchor Charlie Langton. So let's begin, Vonda, with this frightening display of brutality in Chicago. Frightening not only because it happened, but because the suspects allegedly played it on Facebook live for the world to see.
You know, and it almost sounds like a case that I similarly had, where a media outlet was used to protect someone, ended up convicting them. And I think that's what's going to happen in this particular case. You have video of this brutal beating for the world to see, and then to say that, you know, they want to use Donald Trump's name, then hashtag Black Lives Matter. I mean, what is that all about? You know, ignorance, which this really is all about, is one of the greatest crimes that can be perpetrated in this society. It was absolutely horrible. And then for the victim to be a person who has special needs is, I mean, it's just atrocious.
It makes you wonder, Jimmy, though, what has the online world turned us into?
Look, is it just the online world, or is it the collective changes that have taken place during our lifetimes? When I was a young man or a kid, Louie Louie by the Kingsmen was banned from the radio because it thought it might be suggestive. Now you look at the TV shows, the videos, the HBO specials that almost celebrate crime in many ways. The rap songs and other songs, not just rap, I'm not picking on that necessarily.
Now watch that, JJ.
No, just not picking on that. But how far have we come? This is a case of human depravity, and you know, you can bring a racial aspect to this, I suppose, but it seems to cover everybody. We've got these torturers in Illinois and Chicago. You've got Dylan Roof in South Carolina murdering 9 innocent black people in a church. You have Muslims beheading Christians and other Muslims in the Middle East. It's just human depravity. And how have we gotten here? More importantly, how do we get out of here?
Exactly.
And Greg, that's where you come in. How do we get out of it when you have people shouting racial slurs at Trump and white people while they're attacking a mentally disabled man?
I think one of the ways that we get out of here is to acknowledge the thing that JJ is saying, that there's too much depravity going on. And the other part is that I think that the people that are responsible for setting the tone in our country on TV through their leadership, whether it's in Congress, whether it's, you know, pick your forum, people are paying attention, and words have consequences. Your actions have consequences. So what we see reflected from these children and from other sort of acts is the kind of vibe that we get from the top. I'm not saying that it's the fault, but every action has an equal and opposite reaction, and folks need to take it down a notch.
Well, and I tell you, and it does begin at the top. I mean, we've had a summer of extraordinary violence in American cities that was allowed to happen from Chicago to Charlotte without condemnations from some of the top leaders in this country, like at the Justice Department, like in the Oval Office. I mean, Black Lives Matter put on a display of not only rhetorical violence, but ultimately violence that has led to some of the highest crime rates we've seen in this city in a decade, in this country in a decade.
Remember the mayor of Baltimore said, "Go ahead, let them riot, get it out of their system."
Yeah, and all those pictures were on TV. They're all publicized, and they infect poison minds like these kids in Chicago.
Well, wait a minute, I disagree with that. I mean, you know, first of all, you're saying that because they want to bring attention, Black Lives Matter is not about violence.
It is about
It's about
violence.
bringing
It's
attention to
absolutely
the
about
issues that Black Lives Matter, that we have to be respectful, that we can't let police officers who shoot people in the back of the head, we can't hang juries and say that's a signal to say go ahead and continue to do it. And that's what we're doing. And what these groups are doing is basically saying is that we need to stop violence at every level.
And every leader on both sides also needs to condemn this too.
But here's the problem is that I think we have become such a video-oriented world. Every time there's a carjack, a shooting, a gas, there's video. There's video everywhere. And the news media, we go out there, the first question we ask, where's the video? Where's the video? And then we're going to show the video. And we're not going to show it once. We're going to show it twice and 3 times. And now the public is almost, it's like, where's the video? Where's that shooting? Where's that carjacking? And this despicable play. I mean, I think we may even be desensitized to this. Oh, it's another video. Oh, it's another carjack. Oh, it's another gas station robbery. I think we've got to take a step back and either show better video or say, you know what, this is just wrong.
Because there is no video, though, of the hacking that went on in this election. The chief intelligence official for the USA went before the Senate committee today and said there's no doubt Russia hacked into this election. He has no doubts, but apparently Donald Trump still does.
Well, first of all, let me just say a belated Christmas gift I brought for you. You all, this is yours.
Make America
Make it great again.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
you know,
Yes,
someone else may be able to wear that later on tonight, but
That's for you.
I wear nothing. I'm right down the middle.
I think that, you know, Donald Trump, I don't think he definitively said that it wasn't Russia. He just said he wants to have the facts. He's going to get his read-in tomorrow on the facts that the intelligence agencies have. But I think he also rightly pointed out that we've been misled by our own federal government on many occasions. So one should be a little cautious about what you believe.
Of course, that's what he would say.
Tell us. Well,
Russia
it's the
helped
truth.
him. And
It's
so
the truth,
therefore,
though.
by leaking this information at the last hour really hurt Hillary Clinton. So of course, what is Donald Trump going to say? Do you think that he's going to actually really want an investigation? This is more rhetoric. All he's done the whole campaign. So let's see what actually happens. Absolutely nothing.
But Judge, there's a narrative here that's been spun by the Obama White House and by the New York Times
And that is?
and other Democrats that this election was stolen. I mean, this has gone through this gone through this state.
Well, I don't think they ever said that, but Donald Trump was saying, Donald Trump was saying that the election is rigged. Oh, but I won. Well, no, it's okay.
It's okay now.
Yeah, everything's fine. But here's the problem with all of this. We may or may not know what really went on. But is the president-elect hurting himself by challenging and dismissing his intelligence officials, Greg?
I think he is hurting himself when he does that because we need to rely on them to protect us. So far, they're supposed to be protecting us from terrorism and things of that nature. What we've forgotten about, though, is that Russia is our mortal enemy. They have been for a long time.
Not according to
Not
Donald
now.
Trump.
Not now. They're going to be our best friend.
But I mean, Ronald Reagan said tear down that wall, and you know we kind of forgot about the sleeping bear. When you say hacked into the election, it's not just a matter of hacking into the DNC emails. It's about undermining the entire electoral process.
integrity
It was
of it.
espionage conducted in the United States to destabilize our election, and that's what has happened.
But we do the same thing. Look, we do the same thing. Any superpower in this
Yeah, but
country.
we're the good guys.
And you have China hacking. You had a major China hack this summer, and so I think that's what Trump is pushing back on. I agree.
But
with you.
it's the disinformation.
He's pushing back against the narrative from the Obama White House that he was not elected honestly. It was a stolen election. That is not true. That was not true. This election was not hacked.
Well, the election has a system.
Vote totals were not hacked. Exactly.
Vote totals weren't, but there was
lives may
disinformation.
have been changed.
Exactly.
false stories.
By the leaking of bad information about Hillary and inaccurate.
Well, inaccurate, not
Inaccurate,
That's the
inaccurate,
problem. It was.
inaccurate.
What was inaccurate? Name one thing that was inaccurate.
We're talking about
Name one.
talking about changing minds, though. A big change of heart and mind by Ford Motor Company today. They were saying up until a few days ago they were going to build a new plant in Mexico, but no, this week they switched gears and said, no, we're not going to build a plant in Mexico. We're going to reinvest in the state of Michigan. And Vonda Evans, you wrote something on your Facebook page that ignited a lot of views and comments.
You know, I was really surprised by that. I had posted on Facebook 326 likes, about 90 comments that occurred from Tuesday till now, indicating, which I preface, I was not a Donald Trump supporter. However, I did think that that was a boss move by calling out GM and having Ford trail behind and say, guess what? We don't want to invest in Mexico. I think that was what was needed. And you know what was so surprising is that, you know, I had a lot of different opinions, but we had a lot of people, African American, that are supporting Trump. More importantly, we had a UAW and an AFL-CIO saying, we need jobs back here. When we look statistically at unemployment, we are the third highest in the nation, with 14% unemployment among African Americans. We need those jobs back here by any means necessary.
But you called Trump, though, Henry, a bully. You're a conservative, and you called Donald Trump a bully.
He's absolutely a bully. Look, the reason that Ford is in Mexico and GM and most automakers who make small cars is because you can't make money in this country making small cars. And what just happened 7 years ago? These companies went bankrupt because they weren't making money. But Donald Trump should follow his own advice and stay out of business. I mean, less regulation and stay out of their decisions about where to locate plants, and they will be profitable.
But what did the CEO of Ford do? You know, he backed down on that, you know? And what did they say? A good defense is a great offense. I mean, he backed down. Donald Trump bossed up on them. Listen, from the side of his bed, almost 21 days before he sworn in as president, he was able to make a major company move. CEO, not only did they back down, they called Donald Trump when they saw that GM tweet.
So you didn't vote for Donald Trump for the election. Would you wear that hat tonight?
Absolutely not.
That's all smoke and mirrors. You know, 700 jobs here versus a jobs report that says, you know, thousands of people have gotten jobs and have stopped looking for work. The reality is that these car companies are making cars in Mexico because they have a greater access to the world market. The tariffs are lower. They save about $4,000 per car just by building in Mexico. Those jobs are not coming back here.
But what I think that we need to do is we need to raise morale. And what we need to do is bring attention to the fact that we need to make America great again by employing our citizens.
Well, you know what? That could be great. As soon as China raises their prices,
thank you. We got to end it right here, but you seem to be repeating what I see on that hat. Okay.
It's all yours, Judge.
All right, so how are Ford workers reacting to the news about Ford switching gears, dumping the Mexico plant, staying here in Michigan? You're going to hear from the workers themselves coming up. Stay with us.